you. I just made in 3 minutes.
Wayne Atherholt.
Wayne Atherholt, 1010 8th Street North. I'm president of the Uptown Neighborhoods Association, which includes Round Lake, the South Crescent Lake area, Euclid, and St. Anthony's. There's a little bit of the area that you saw on the overhead that doesn't include the neighborhood association. Primarily, it's an industrial area. We totally support this. I've got additional letters here from property owners that I'll pass into the clerk. Some of these property owners represent 70 units. Some of them have up to 10, 12 single-family houses in the area. It's an area which has been in need of improvement for quite some time, and it's an area that we have really worked very, very hard to improve. It's something that we believe is vital to St. Petersburg. It's very close into downtown. We have made some progress working through various associations and organizations within the city. The Nuisance Abatement Board, we would like to see strengthened, but we have been successful in some cases there. The Board of Adjustments, we're working with them. Community policing has been fantastic. We've got some super officers, Mike Horrigan, Tim Montanari, Jim Fuller. Codes compliance, Maureen Bennett works her tail off, making sure that the codes are enforced in that area. Mary Campbell with the Parks Department is working very, very hard with us in Round Lake Park, which we've adopted. We're working with traffic engineering. Florida Power gave us 32 new lights. We're working with the Division of Hotels and Restaurants to make sure that the multifamily houses for transients, state codes are enforced and the city complies with those. Patrol, vice, narcotics, legal. We're working with all these fine people, and it's a real team effort, and the neighborhood is I think, 100% in favor of it. Some of the progress that we've made includes a new eye clinic in the fine neighborhood where Dr. Cole grew up in the Euclid area. We've also got another eye clinic going up in there, Dr. Sibley's. The St. Anthony Master Plan is a fantastic plan, and they're going to be beautifying that Bon Air neighborhood. There's some residential rehab going on in the primarily multifamily Round Lake area. There are some places where 7 units, 6 units are being converted back into single-family homes, which we are very glad to see. In the South Crescent Lake area, there's a lot of single-family homes that are being rehabbed. I recently saw a house go for $12,000 up the street from me, and it's on the market now for $59,000. That's progress, and that's what this program's all about. I would hope that all of you would support it. Like I said, we're in total support of it. It's a very important program and one that will spawn private investment many, many times what the public investment would be. Thank you.
Wayne, let me say that I want to thank you for your leadership in that area, and you've described your own neighborhood better than any of us could, and you're showing why this program of neighborhood plans can work. And you're talking about the upgrading of homes, community-based policing, the codes, and we're talking about road reconfiguration, aesthetics, pride, all those things that go into these plans and make it worthwhile. And I'm glad you're here this morning. Dr. Cole.
Yes, I also want to thank you. I've been to several meetings and heard these discussions. This is a neighborhood in the city, and I want to compliment the North Shore group for starting this ball rolling. I believe this is very important to our city. When you look at the structures in what we have called here the Round Lake Dependent Special District, there is a great deal of upgrading that needs to be done. When new people come into a city, they drive around a city and make a decision where they want to locate. And as things are now, there are not too many people that want to locate in this district. But younger families are moving in now. They see an opportunity to go ahead and purchase property and upgrade it. And they see that this city and this council is developing a program to help them. It was said by the representatives of the North Shore Neighborhood Association that you need people living here to make the downtown successful. This is part of the area that you need people living in to make downtown successful. upgrading this neighborhood will cut down on crime, cut down on a number of things, and you've mentioned community-based policing, and you're feeling that this is improving. And as you said, my son has bought an old house there on the corner of 9th Avenue and is redoing it, really against my advice.
Shows you what you know.
This is
We appreciate your confidence in the neighborhood.
this is what he wants to do. He likes this, and it's close to St. Anthony's, and I don't know whether I have a hang-up in voting for this or not, but I thank you for what you're doing.
Okay. We have no more cards. We'll close the public hearing.
Mine is filled out for that.
I don't see it. We have two. I have two cards.
Her first one.
Oh, is actually two of
Did
them?
she have two? Did you have two on that? The first one, Emily?
Is that legal? All right, Emily, come on up. Save a card. That's right.
Can I have her say you?
Yeah.
Filled it out. Emily Rogers Coyman.
Saving.
In regard to the capital improvement taxes, how is that related to First Florida Intergovernmental Improvement Funds, or that bond as they call it, for going into this? Because this is handled through the taxpayers for that capital improvement fund. And if not, where are the capital improvement taxes coming from?
I think we said that a major portion of it is for road improvements, and that comes from the gas taxes.
And also the capital improvement funds was also, taxes was also
But
mentioned.
they're not bond issues necessarily, not for these projects. Not bond issues necessarily for these projects.
Well, whenever I hear taxes, all I can think about is ad valorem taxes when it comes to that. When it says capital improvement, that to me sounds like it's coming from the taxpayers. And
Not
First
ad
Florida
valorem.
Intergovernmental Bond Improvement Funds, that's handled through your general funds and the...
Not ad valorem tax.
Well, I'd like to think mine wouldn't go up $1 for something else. But anyhow, $35 plus the road work, if it doesn't add to the look there, how about on 40th Avenue North from 67th to 72nd Street for $35 and be there? And I'd like to find out how much is it going to cost each person that's in a piece of property in that area, in addition to that $35. Are they going to pay any at all on the 9th Avenue being widened down there?
I don't think the $35 goes towards the road improvements.
It just goes for the signs and the various things along this way?
It goes
and the
for...
landscaping and things?
It goes for amenities to make the area look better and provide pride for the residents.
And why is it going to cost $1 million for them then, or $3.5 million total?
Because it has to do with a lot of, the major portion of that was road work.
So the 3.5 million, then that leaves that 1 million it says is being due for the other work, for that landscaping, the signs, and the various things along that way.
Whatever it takes, it might be drainage, it could be sidewalks, it could be anything.
Well, whenever I hear sidewalks and drainage and all, to me that sounds like taxes that's handling it, and it's coming from the city taxes to be doing it. So it's going to be rather interesting to see where they're going to get the money from and where it's coming from in the general funds and from the capital improvement taxes and everything else to be paying for it, because I still feel that even though it needs to be fixed up and worked up and everything else, that there are other places in this city outside of the downtown area, and I hope the city council someday will realize this, and that we have the sections on the west and the north and other places, and some of these need to be fixed up. And if you're going to put all the money downtown here on a $3.5 million and talk about buying buildings and everything now, where's the money going to come
Okay.
from that's going to be taking care of the rest of the city?
Thank you,
Emily,
Emily.
we built a stadium for you.
The stadium is well built, and it's going to be handled very well, and it's going to do a darn good job.
Thank you.
Councilmember Cohen.
You know, I know this sounds like a great deal of money to people that go into the neighborhoods, and it is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
But we run a $312 million budget this year. A good portion of that is dedicated to keeping the city upgraded. You can let it sit here and deteriorate, but I don't think any of you want that. The reason that the neighborhoods that are closer to downtown are identified is because that's where some of the older housing stock is. And if you don't stop that deterioration, then you're really going to have a problem. Your property base is going to go down. There's not going to be the taxes to do these things. When you make these arterial and beautifications and signs and this sort of thing, it encourages those property owners, and they do upgrade their property, and that increases the value of their property. And that's a good thing for the city, because when it was stated, when people come here and they look at it, they see a nice city, and it's a place where they want to live, a place that we can all be proud of. In response to Chester's comment, I think if he'll remember, last year we spent quite a bit of money in his area in paving the streets and improving the drainage in that area. We do these projects all over the city. 9th Avenue North was identified as part of the long-range transportation program. That's been on the books for ages. And as for the increases in taxes, I hope that you folks realize that your millage has not gone up for the past 2 years. That's not been something that's been real easy for this council, because revenues that we normally get from state and federal have diminished. Increases in value of property usually go up 3 to 5% a year. This year it not only hasn't gone up, it's gone down slightly. And so we've had to try to do more with less revenue, but we've heard you very clearly, don't raise the taxes. We have not raised that millage. As a matter of fact, both years we've been successful in a slight decrease. So we are trying to spend those dollars just as prudently as we can. We're trying to be a progressive city. We're trying to provide the services that you so richly deserve. And we are looking very, very carefully at that budget. As soon as it goes into effect October 1st, we start on the next year's, which we'll be doing shortly. Our staff is outstanding. We've really put a great deal on them, and I was very pleased to hear Mr. Atherholt refer to the various departments of the city that have worked so hard with those, because I know the community-based policing officers, the code enforcement, the parks, public utilities, all of these people that have been there that are trying to help them accomplish their goals in terms of that. And yeah, we're going to get to every neighborhood in the city as fast as we can.
Councilmember Shorter.
15% pay raises weren't necessary then.
Councilmember Shorter.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Council, I'd like to personally thank the residents of the old northeast section for really starting this ball to rolling. It has a rippling effect. It catches on. Other neighborhoods have begun to, start in this direction also. And I think the city, well, I don't think, I know, we all benefit by this. And any tax money, no matter how it's derived, the way it's spent and what it does, it has a redistributive effect. And in some way, it comes full circle, and it benefits all in one way or another. And I think, Mrs. Coyman, there are a lot of things that you benefit from, you and I and others, because of what others do. And
My taxes go up. We don't have nothing done, you can't even get a playground. Out here, you can't get a playground.
Well, I don't want to be personal, but I'm sure I pay taxes that support public transportation, but yet and still, it's the people who need it.
Increase there too. And lousy bus service.
30% of my
On the committee.
Give up, Charles?
Yes, I guess. Yes, I guess.
Councilmember Griswold?
With your indulgence, sir, I'd like to dispense with any more thank yous and call for the question.
Second. Thank you.
Roll call on the question.
Kern.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Cone. Yes. Cole.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
D3, ordinance 34G.
Move approval.
Second.
Ordinance 34G.